This is how Chinese cave people drew a flowing water. Then, time passed. People did not live in cave anymore. Instead, they lived in mud or wooden houses. The picture of the flowing water evolved to something like this. Today, the picture of water does not look like flowing water anymore. And this is how you write water in Chinese. Shui, 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 人，人，人，人，人，人，男，男，男，男，男，男，女，女，女，女，女，女，男人，男人，男人，男人，男人，男人，男人，女人，女人，女人，女人，女人，女人，女人，女人。In the first part, we learned 4 Chinese characters and 2 Chinese words. The first Chinese character is 水. It means water. Before explaining any further, I will tell you a story. A long time ago, people lived in caves. The cave people in China drew meaningful pictures on stones, which later became the origin of Chinese characters. This is how Chinese cave people drew a flowing water. Then, time passed. People did not live in cave anymore. Instead, they lived in mud or wooden houses. The picture of the flowing water evolved to something like this. Today, the picture of water does not look like flowing water anymore. And this is how you write water in Chinese. End of story. I will write 水 a few times so that you can see a pattern. 水 The second character we learned in part 1 is 人. It means person. It could also mean people or human. This is how you write 人 in Chinese. If I was a cave person, I would draw a person like this, but then I would not be able to come up with the story of the evolution of the character 人. I don't see an obvious way to go from this picture to this. So I don't have a story for you. I will write a few times so that you can see the pattern. 人 人 This is one of the easier characters to write. 人 Now you might be wondering, if the Chinese for water and person is written like this, what is the spelling of SHUI and REN? They are called pinyin. They are Latin alphabet representing Chinese sound. Chinese children learn pinyin so that they can read out loud a Chinese character. For example, in children's book, a child sees something like this. Once they read the pinyin out loud, they can understand by hearing the sound. This is actually how children read at the beginning in any language, I suppose. Now that we understand that pinyin is not how you write Chinese, but it indicates the sound of Chinese characters, we finally can proceed with our lesson. Remember, pinyin is what you want to learn in this course. That is the sound of Chinese. Don't worry about the strokes of writing the Chinese characters. As part of the pinyin is the tone. Basically, each Chinese character has a built-in tone. In English, you can say the same word with different tones. For example, I'm right. I'm right. In Chinese, the tone is fixed. There are 4 tones in Chinese, and I will show you what they are and its notation as we come across them. Now let's proceed with our lesson. The first word we learned is water. The Chinese is 水. Now, what you need to remember is its pinyin. It's SHUI. The sound is 水. And its tone is denoted as a check mark. So this is called the third tone. So the check mark. So to remember pinyin, it means you need to remember SHUI and the check mark. 水 水. Well, usually if you read a textbook, it put the check mark as part of the alphabet. But I will just put it on the sides. This is totally not a standard way of teaching it. 水. So you might be thinking, this is too much to remember. SHUI, I need to memorize that, and then I had to remember it's the third tone. Well, just remember the sound. 水. It means water. And I think it's okay, if you don't remember the tone and you can just make up your own tone. I think it's okay. It just means that you will have your own accent. So it will not sound like Chinese, but it's like an American accent or British accent. I don't know. You will have your own accent if you don't follow the tone. The second word is person. The second character that I taught you today is 人. The pinyin is REN, and the tone is the second tone. And the standard way of putting the tone is on top of the vowel. 人 人. And the third character in part 1 is 男. The pinyin is N-A-N, 男. The tone is the second tone. You see the second tone. Nan. So if you don't want to remember it's the second tone, just remember my sound. Nan. It means male. But when we are talking about like a male, we are talking about people. You don't use that on animals. So here the male, like a nan, is only about like a person. We're talking about a person. And then the next one is female. Nü. Nü. And the tone is the third tone. Nü. I'll write nü a few times so that you can see a pattern. Nü. Repeat after me. Nü. How about nan? Nan. Nan. Okay. Nan means male. Nü means female. And we are talking about the gender of people. If you want to talk about the gender of animals, we don't use nan or nü. We have different words. We have different Chinese characters. Man. The Chinese is nan ren. The pinyin is nan ren. The tone of nan is the second tone. See the second tone. And the tone of ren is also the second tone. Nan ren. Nan ren. Nan ren. It means man. And the last word is woman. The Chinese characters are nü ren. The pinyin is nü ren. The tone of nü is the third tone. This is the third tone. Nü. And the tone of ren is the second tone. Second tone. Okay. Nü ren. Nü ren. Okay, that's the end of this lesson. One last thing that I want to say is that, as you will see in future lessons, most Chinese words consists of two Chinese characters. Like when you want to say man, you say nan, ren. When you want to say woman, you say nü, ren. I feel like 90% of the time, a complete word with its full meaning consists of two Chinese characters. And exceptions would be like water. It's okay. It's just the 水, one Chinese character. And you want to say person, you want to say then it's 人, just one Chinese character. That's it for this lesson. And if you have questions, put your questions in the comment below. Thank you for watching.